Food143 viewers, I'm Catherine Harvey and this is Food143. What's better than Cohasset in the summer? Ask most Cohasset residents and they'll say nothing is better, except maybe the foods we love prepared and enjoyed at some of our favorite spots around town. I've been here 15 years and I still haven't covered it all. So I'm going out and about around town to find out all the things Cohasset residents love about food. What we like to eat, where we like to eat it, and how we like it prepared. So come along. Welcome Food143 viewers. Today we're with Lauren Belo and Quentin Hill at the Black Cat. So Quentin and Lauren, you've been telling me about your whirlwind last few years since leaving school, getting married, starting a business, and now you're a year into it here at the Black Cat. What's it like to own your own business at the tender age of 23?
Well, it does kind of just feel like going to work at this point. I think it took about a full year before it felt like we were just going to work. It felt like every day was like a new day and a new challenge up till really like a few months ago. But now we're locked into such a good routine and we feel so good about it and it feels so healthy. And
going to work for yourself instead of working in a kitchen for somebody else and, you know, somebody else being the ownership. And so tell me a little bit about your background. How did you come to own your own place?
Well, we both we started as dishwashers and worked our way up to line cooks and learned on the job.
Wow.
We just worked at several different kinds of restaurants and bakeries and learned as much as we could, what not to do and what to do also.
And how did you settle on the breakfast brunch, lunch model?
Well, we were both mostly working dinner by the time we got like full swing into being in the industry. I first really got in love with it working at this breakfast restaurant that was like 3 people in the kitchen. It was like the owner who was on the hot side and then a prep cook who just kind of like set up plating and then me, the dishwasher, and we were all like bumping elbows in the kitchen. It was so small. And I just thought it was really cool the way he ran it. And then after that, we both went to a place that was just dinner. So our shift didn't start till like 4 in the afternoon. We got out at like 1 in the morning.
Tough lifestyle.
Yeah, we were like, this is terrible. We can't do
healthy.
anything. Yeah, not healthy at all.
Yeah.
All we can eat is like Hot Pockets and like microwaved food because that's all that's available to us. So we pretty much just took like a vow to only work mornings. We're breakfast people. That's it. So I got a job at a bakery. I did like all the bagels every morning. It was like right in the middle of the pandemic. It was like right after I dropped out of school, and I told the owner, I'm like kind of comfortable with sourdough. I've made a few loaves. This is what they look like. I brought him one. He was like, all right, that looks good. He felt like he vetted me enough. And he gave me the keys to his shop. He said, you're going to work 5 days a week. You come in at 3:30. You're going to bake off 500 bagels. He knew completely it was my first bakery job. He was just kind of taking a gamble. And I fell in love with it. And pretty much everything baking related, I really learned there, I would say.
Well, and he hands over the keys to his place, and it pretty quickly, I would think you realize that you could be holding the keys to your own place.
Yeah.
If you're basically running it already, right?
And he had to teach himself how to do everything at that job too. He would come home at night and like bring their recipes home and rewrite them a little bit. So he was like, I think I can fix this. I think it would work better this way. So it was cool to watch him do that. And I feel like that's when he really got good at baking.
And so you started out, you were both working in restaurant, doing restaurant work, while you were in school, and decided to stick with it, got married, and here we are a year into your own venture.
He specialized in baking and then I went the cooking route. So now we put them together and made this.
Which is exceptional. So, and tell me a little bit about how it's going here. Let's get into the menu? So you're more on the sort of egg sandwiches and you're more on the donuts? Is that kind of the division of labor?
We put a lot of love into the egg sandwich and the breakfast sandwich, and so there's
Which shows?
there's the duality of the bread, so the English muffin or the bread that you're having the sandwich on. So that's my part, and then everything that's inside the sandwich is her part.
So you're building the flavor profiles and you're providing the vehicle.
Exactly.
Yep.
It feels kind of like the yin and yang of the breakfast sandwich. So we kind of like live by that.
So I've sampled your wares. I mean, incredible stuff. I am an egg sandwich person through and through. It's one of my favorite things to eat, one of my favorite things to cook. I love that you have so many different iterations of the sandwiches and appealing to a whole spectrum of tastes. So tell me about some of the most popular ones and what are your personal favorites?
Well, the most popular tend to be either the Alley Cat or the Coleman, depending on the season. The Alley Cat's more popular in the fall, and then the Coleman's more popular in the summer, just because of what they are.
Yeah.
The Coleman, the summer one, is bacon, egg, and cheese with garlic, lemon, mayo, and arugula, and then you get to choose which bread you want. And then the Alley Cat is sausage, egg, and cheese that also has sauteed onions, apple slices, and maple chili mayo.
Oh, that sounds delicious. That does sound like a fall favorite for sure.
Yeah.
And so now tell me about the one that you were talking about earlier that is you developed as you were feeding yourself in the kitchen at another job and then realized it needed to go on the menu.
The Cannonball.
Nice.
It's like a breakfast Reuben, and it started just because I really like Reubens, but I wanted it to be a little bit healthier, so instead of the corned beef, I put turkey bacon. And I really loved it, and I also, breakfast, put an egg and cheese on it. I figured other people might like it too.
Awesome. That sounds delicious. I love it. I'm going to try one. So the other thing that I really enjoy is the choice of bread, because that is something that's very personal to an egg sandwich eater, because a lot of people want it sort of on a croissant, which has sort of like the sweet, gooey, soft, but other people like something a little sturdier, myself included, like a grilled bread or an English muffin, something that's a little, more stable, I guess. So I appreciate that. So what are the bread options that you have?
So we've got white, rye, everything rye, and English muffins. And the white's pretty self-explanatory. It's just, my take on classic white bread. And then our rye is like a pumpernickel, like dark rye. And then the everything rye is that with everything bagel seasoning on the crust of that. And then our English muffins are hand-shaped English muffins that we make twice a week, and we bake fresh every morning. I came from actually making bagels and croissants. I know the full spectrum of the vehicles for egg sandwiches. I could do bagels and croissants and other things, but I truly believe that the English muffin and the sandwich bread is the best for it.
It's perfect for the market, because you have something here that we don't really have anywhere else in town. And, I would imagine that you're getting a good amount of demand for that reason.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The English muffins always sell out every weekend. We make as many as we can, but everybody loves them. That's the first choice of most people.
It feels like a dumb question when I'm taking people's orders.
Yeah.
They say, I get a Little Mac with bacon and scrambled eggs, and I'll say, cool, do you want that on white rye, everything rye, or an English muffin? And they always give me this look, like, come on, you know what my answer is.
I think I had the rye when I came in most recently, and it was also delicious. I happen to love rye bread. So now, Quentin, you grew up here, is that right?
I did, yeah. I went to Cohasset Public School up until 7th grade, and then my parents sent me to Inley. After that, I went all the way to Cambridge School of Weston, up around Waltham. Coming back here and opening this place up kind of feels like coming back home, because I was up at school for 4 years, and then I went to Burlington for 2-3 years. So it feels like I really haven't been home in like 7 years. So I feel like I'm kind of coming back with a bang.
And now you bring something back to the community.
Yeah. I brought my love for food. I'm a completely changed person coming back from Vermont, I really think.
Every restaurant is like farm to table pretty much. Everything's super fresh. Everything is always made from scratch, and you can always just trust that's what you're going to get when you go to a restaurant in Vermont. Yeah. And here that's not so much the case, especially for breakfast, it seems like.
Yeah. And you have this great space here. You've got a nice counter for, sitting down and enjoying, but also great takeout business.
Yeah, we offer online ordering. You can call us. We'll answer within 3 rings, guarantee it. Our online ordering is always up to date, and that's firing all day.
I mean, that's a lot for just the two of you. Do you have employees, or are you pretty much holding down the fort?
Now we do.
Yeah, we got a few high schoolers who we love who work for us now 3 or 4 days a week. And then 2 of my best friends from high school, and they're awesome. They drive all the way from Medford every day to come work here. So I really appreciate what they do. They're awesome employees, they're awesome friends.
And so how did you come into this space, like here at this location?
So my dad actually owns the building, and during the pandemic it had been empty for like this space specifically for 2-3 years at the point. And so he was like, hey, I'm willing to take a gamble on you guys and set you guys up. But I'd rather see you guys do that than just like do it with somebody else and who's probably gonna go out of business later.
I mean, honestly, it's a great location. You're high visibility on 3A. You've got the Good Sport and 3A right here in the same block. And when you and 3A are sort of a good complement. You're not competing with each other at all.
We're on the right side of the road for people going into Boston in the morning.
So big volume on the weekends, I would think, since people don't seem to go to work on Thursdays and Fridays anymore. It's probably-
There are so many people that just either work for home so they have more free time to go out and do things, or they're just, that's part of their weekend now too, so then they come in.
Yeah. So tell me about the name Black Cat.
For like the whole time that we were building this place out, because it took probably like 4, 5, 6 months for us to get this all set up. The whole time we were racking our brains on what to call it. We really had no idea. We were like, well, we'll figure out like when it gets open. But we really didn't know. And just one night after dinner, we were all in my parents' kitchen, just like cleaning up after dinner. And we were kind of casually talking about it. And my mom scoops up our big, like 25-pound black cat, Gus, and is just holding him. And what about the black cat? And we're like, that might work. That's actually pretty good. So
Super catchy.
yeah, so Gus, the namesake, is where the black cat came from.
That's great. And then the tattoos came later?
Yeah, so this is Gus, and then that is Rosemary.
Yeah, Rosemary or Basil.
It could be
This is
either
your
one.
other cat?
Yeah, we have 2 girl black cats too.
And then we have a black and white cat. Yeah.
So are you gonna like fill the place with Black Cat kitsch now and have
Absolutely.
We
love it.
already have so much, and we have little kids that come in. They try to count how many black cats are all around the restaurant.
So while we're on naming, you've got some very catchy names for some of the sandwiches. So take me through some of the inspiration on the sandwiches.
Well, all of them are named after friends and family, either mine or Quentin's.
So you got the creaser.
Yes.
That's Justin Creaser. He was a friend of ours from Champlain College. He was one dorm over from us, but...
and then we moved into an apartment with him also.
Yeah.
All right, so longtime friend. Skinny Pete, I took for a Breaking Bad reference, but apparently no.
No, that one's actually not named after a friend. We worked at a restaurant called the Skinny Pancake, and then just as a joke, people would call it Skinny Pete sometimes, so I used that.
All right, a little touchback to the to your experience coming in. The Feldman.
Feldman is my best friend from Cambridge School of Weston, Ben Feldman, and he also actually works for us.
One of the ones that drives from Medford.
Yeah, he's one of the Medford boys.
Well, I think commuting from Medford every day definitely merits a sandwich.
That's the craziest sandwich we have, and we were like, we feel this one should go to you, Ben.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Now, do we have a place of honor for the Roger That?
Oh, of course, yeah. The Roger That is that's my dad.
Helped you get the whole place started.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And one of the most substantial offerings on the menu I see is a smashed patty burger with cheddar, arugula, tomato, onion, garlic, lemon mayo on a homemade bun.
It's a sturdy, hearty meal.
yeah, exactly.
And he's a sturdy man.
That's right. Help prop you up here. Well, that's fantastic. So we've got mostly breakfast, the egg sandwiches, the donuts we talked about, also pancakes, eggs, toast, home fries, the whole gamut of breakfast, and then some lunch offerings as well. We just talked about the burger, but we've got a few grilled cheese options.
In the next few months, we're going to be adding a deli, so you'll be able to come and get, like, if you want a pound of turkey or a pound of cheese to bring home, you'll be able to do that. And then I'm going to expand the lunch sandwich menu also.
Oh, excellent. So all kinds of cold cut sandwiches.
Yeah.
Excellent. Wow. So expanding the lunch business a little bit.
And all the meat's going to be roasted here. I'm going to do that myself.
All in-house. How nice. Wow. That's, again, I think you're finding a real, something that we're wanting. in the market. I don't think that we really have that elsewhere in town.
I feel recently, in the past few years, most restaurants have sort of just transitioned to how can we make the most money the fastest and the easiest, and that sacrifices a lot of quality. So I'm trying to maybe inspire other people to go back to doing things the hard way, because it's definitely worth it. And also, it saves you a lot of money, and people don't think about it. We would have to spend like at least $2,000 extra a week just to buy bread if we weren't making our own. And instead, we just buy sacks of flour and sugar, and that's way cheaper.
And you come out with a much better product in the end.
Yeah.
You add the handcrafting to it. Yeah. Excellent. So hours are
7 to 1 every single day except Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah. Close Monday, Tuesday.
Monday and Tuesday are our days off.
Well, Quentin and Lauren, thank you so much for joining us and for bringing the wealth of your experience to Cohasset and to our Food 143 viewers.
Of course.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.